Sampo Koski, our bestie and Belobog's favorite little scammer, also one of the most suspicious characters in Honkai Star Rail. Since he's been living rent-free in my mind ever since I finished the Belobog quest, I want to talk about both the reasons why he's so suspicious and a couple of theories about what it all means. Also, spoilers for all the content in the game that's come out so far, so be warned if you haven't finished it yet. We first meet Sampo moments after the gang lands on Eurilo 4. He's conveniently hiding in a snowdrift very close to where they landed, and during that first meeting he explains the basics of Belobog, the condition of the planet, and then leads the group straight to Japard. He flees the scene instantly, but this meeting ends up with the gang both being escorted to Belobog and scoring an audience with the Supreme Guardian. Later, when Cocolia sends Bronya to arrest the crew, Sampo conveniently shows up at the exact right place and right time and spirits the group to the underworld, Bronya included. Honestly, it's a little strange to me how Sampo just happened to be in the Fragmentum, a place that's supposed to be blocked off from everyone, in the exact location to save the crew. It's even more strange to me how he accidentally brought Bronya, the Supreme Guardian's daughter, to the underworld. I know the guy's pretty buff, but how exactly is he carrying 4 grown humans all the way to the underworld? And once the crew is in the underworld, Sampo conveniently leads them to work with Wildfire, another key group in securing their success at the end of the Belobog story. When they need to get into Svarog's base, Sampo conveniently knows how. When they need to return to the overworld, Sampo's the guy who can get them there. Like, the underworld is supposed to be locked off to the point where the children there have never seen the sky, and yet Sampo seems to be able to travel between the underworld and the overworld with relative ease whenever he wants, even though travel between them is supposed to be incredibly difficult. Beyond that, he doesn't even leave footprints in the snow. What a strange dude. And of course, at the end of the Belobog storyline, we're treated to the culmination of Sampo Koski's extreme sussiness. He's shown talking to someone behind a TV, saying that the Star Rail crew was more fun than he expected, meaning that he knew they were coming to Eurilo 4 before they landed on the planet. He says he's in no hurry to leave, implying that he has the ability to travel between Eurilo 4 and other planets, and most likely isn't from Eurilo 4 in the first place. And then he turns around to the camera and breaks the fourth wall, talking directly to the player, or the Trailblazer. All in all, incredibly suspicious. So I have 2 main theories about what this could all mean. The first one is that he's a member of the Stellaron Hunters. There's a fair amount of evidence that corroborates this. First, during his monologue, he talks about playing a role and how it's time for his curtain call, as if he's an actor in a play. Coincidentally, when Kafka talks about Elio, the leader of the Stellaron Hunters, at the beginning of the game, she repeatedly mentions how everything is planned according to Elio's script, the script that Sampo could be following, playing the role that has been written for him. Additionally, it's pretty clear by now, especially after the Sancho quests, that Kafka and the Stellaron Hunters are trying to lead the Astral Express crew in a certain direction, to achieve certain things. Kafka convinces the crew to head to Sancho, and leads them around on a merry chase, all to guide them in the direction Elio's script has foretold. It's quite similar to how Sampo Koski just happened to influence certain important events. The crew meeting Japard, speaking to Cocolia, getting relocated to the underworld with Bronya, getting into Svarog's base. All pivotal events in ensuring the crew's success in their quest. The last bit of evidence is actually from the databank entry on the Stellaron Hunters. The quote at the top of the entry says, "Blade, Silverwolf, Sam, the 4 mentioned above, dead or alive." Sam and Sampo sound incredibly similar, and Sam is the only known Stellaron Hunter that we haven't seen in the game. Sam hasn't even been mentioned besides the databank entry. It's entirely possible that Sam is Sampo, a Stellaron Hunter sent to Eurilo 4 to guide the Astral Express crew according to Elio's script. Now, the second theory, and also my favorite, is that Sampo is related to Aha, the Aeon of Elation, in some way. This one actually has a ton of things that suggest it. Firstly, Sampo mentions the guys and the girls in the tavern. Of course, we don't know exactly what he's referring to, but in the simulated universe, one of the occurrences describes the tavern that the masked fools that follow Aha spend their time in. Additionally, he talks about how he doesn't want to return to Epsilon. The only other place that Epsilon is mentioned, as far as I know, is in the databank entry for the Masked Fools. In the quote at the top, Ast Rickley praises the followers of Aha, and he's described as super pop star of the Epsilon galaxy. Furthermore, when Sampo describes himself as shadowy comic relief, it just really fits in with what we know of Aha's followers. Even Sampo's fourth wall break can be tied back to Aha. In the simulated universe, Aha is the only Aeon that realizes that they're in a simulation, and they break the fourth wall there when they speak to the Trailblazer. Also, Aha apparently made a worm his emanator, so make of that what you will. And at the end of Sampo's little monologue, he asks if he's brought more joy into our lives, and joy is what the followers of Aha want everyone to experience. Or maybe it was really just a comedy bit and the Trailblazer was just having a fever dream and it all means nothing. But if that ends up being the case, it really will break my heart. Sampo is such an incredibly fun character, and I really hope we get to see more of him in the future. That's all I have to say for now. I never thought I'd be out here making theory videos about any game, but Sampo Koski has rotted my brain. He's hiding from me on the standard banner. Every day, I wake up and imagine living a life where I pull Sampo Koski. When I drink water, I think about how Sampo Koski drinks water too. He probably even breathes just like us.